Stellenbosch University has confirmed that a student has been arrested in connection with an on-campus rape. The alleged perpetrator has since been suspended from his residence pending further internal and criminal investigations. The university says the rape survivor opened a case with police but is yet to report her ordeal with the university's equality unit. The incident comes as the university scrambles to finalise investigation into two cases of racism. Both have sparked public outcry. Well, let's stay with that story now. We're joined by the university's Deputy Vice Chancellor of Strategy, Global and Corporate Affairs, Professor Hester Klopper, and South African Students' Congress Western Cape Convener, Sifiso Zungu. Good evening to both of you. Thanks for your time. Sifiso, let me begin with you. I mean, what do we know about what has happened here, this, alleged rape that is said to have taken place, and what do we know about how the university has handled it so far, at least on the account of the student?
Thank you very much for having us. I wouldn't comment so much around, because I think I'm part of those who have just read from the university statement as to say what has happened yesterday, So currently we are in that mood as students to just try and read through the statement that is issued by the university and try and follow up as to say what actions have been taken on the side of the university through the statement that they have issued. So around those allegation or that particular case, we as a student, we don't have that much of information around it. The only information we have is the one that is heard by everyone, by journalists, by anyone, that has been issued by the Stellenbosch University.
So you haven't had contact with the student yet?
No, we haven't.
All right. Professor Klopper, let me bring you in then. From the university's perspective, number one, have you spoken to the student? What is the account that you've been given?
Yes, so most probably, and so thank you for having us and being able to share some of the information with you. So first and foremost, when we became aware of the alleged rape case yesterday, we immediately acted on this. And what we did was that as a university management, we made a decision to be proactive. Usually we will only find some of these issues out from once they've been reported, and then it gets to us. So we became aware of it. And of course, it is absolutely a distressing situation, and the fact that we have had this alleged rape on our campus. So what we did was to have the statement that we have shared with media and with our campus community, both staff and students. And then what we've done is the victim has been supported the moment it became known to us. Both our student dean, who's also responsible for student affairs, have supported the victim. In actual fact, she was accompanied on her request to the South African Police Service, where she was supported to lay the claim. Subsequently, when she came back, she was supported. She's safe. And she has been also through a counseling process as she requests. So we've really made sure that we have provided her with that support. Yesterday, she felt that she didn't want to report the case to our equality unit, but this morning she informed the colleagues that she wanted to do that, and she was supported today to go through that process.
When you analyze why it is that she may have been apprehensive about reporting it to the university's internal structures, what are the answers that you come up with, Professor Klopper?
Well, what I understand from the feedback that I've had from the colleagues is that she, of course, was in a state of shock, and that she wanted to come to terms with it after having been to the police, and that she was made aware of the process, and she said that she will let them know as soon as she's ready. And it was through that emotional process, and of course, as I've alluded to the fact that she first had some counseling, that she was put in a place where she feels safe and supported.
So effectively, as far as you're concerned as a university, it had nothing to do with the possibility that she may not have trusted that the university would do something about the allegations if she brought them before the institution.
We have not been able to pick up on anything of that nature. And as I want to reiterate that both our Senior Director for Student Services and the counseling unit has been available throughout this process supporting her.
Sifiso, the unfortunate thing, of course, is that we know that institutions of higher learning in some instances harbor and even want to go as far as concealing some of the violence that takes place on their premises. And unfortunately, rape is an issue that continues to plague a lot of our institutions of higher learning.
I beg your pardon, can you repeat that question?
I'm talking about the general problem that we have in this country of rape at institutions of higher learning.
Yes. What I can say, of course, for many cases around Stellenbosch University, you will know, or you will, if you have been follow up what has been happening in Stellenbosch, there were protests, especially against gender-based violence around the institutions of higher learning. Right now, there are many committees that have been established by the university to directly respond to issues of gender-based violence, right? So we as students, for some time we've been having faith as to say we'll participate in these committees that have been created by the university to respond on issues of gender-based violence. So even with this case, as much as we are students, the only information around it is the statement that is issued by the university. But we are adamant that later today we will then sit down as student leaders and try to read through to the statement of the university and try then as the students to check if we can be able to meet with the student and hear from the student how then will they like us to take up this particular issue, because we condemned any form of oppression around women, you know. So there are many issues that therefore are within the campus currently. But however, with this one, we want to make sure that we have full information and we have the right of the particular student affected by this in dealing with the particular, because we don't want to just go around and make noise without the consent of that particular student. So it will be at the mess of the student to give us guidance as to say how will she want us to proceed with this matter. But definitely sure, we will push the university to take serious decisions around this particular matter. And the university knows very well when it comes to this. And we know through their policies that they don't compromise when it comes to such issues. So, and how then the statement itself has been written, it says that the university is prepared to respond very much with actions that are decisive around this particular issue of rape.
Professor Klopper, let me bring you in just to wrap up. You know, your institution has been in the news for all the wrong reasons this week, and I wonder how much of it points to the work that you have to do to address all of these different issues that, you know, are very much part of South African society, but that your university is clearly also grappling with in this moment.
It is. You're right, Kathy. We have, as a university, is the microcosm of what we experience both in South Africa and issues that we're actually seeing playing out internationally as well at the moment. You know, a white supremacist shooting on black people in Buffalo, New York. It's something within our society, but to bring it back home, it is critical for us in terms of recognizing human rights, to make clear that it is from a position of justice, and that today, I mean, how things have played out on our campus. As a rectorate, we are committed to work with our student leaders. They help us, you know, support us. The same with our staff. We are in this collectively. And it's just too important, both for this institution as well as for our country, to fail. we've just come too far away. And there's a sincerity in terms of let's work on this collectively.
Let's leave it there for tonight. University of Stellenbosch's Deputy Vice-Chancellor of Strategy, Global and Corporate Affairs, Professor Hester Klopper, and SASCO's Western Cape Convener, Sifiso Zungu.